Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
As we come in, please, cameras on.
Hi, Jake.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Heathy. Good morning, Zell. Good morning, Ducky. Good morning, Dan Slater. Good morning, Alex Woodgate. Cameras on, please, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, Josh. Adam, good morning. Greg, good morning. Leah, good morning. Adam, good morning. Cameras on, please, as we come in, everyone.
Hello?
Close optional.
Hello, people.
Hi there.
All right. Okay. Let's trial this. Greg Bates, you're my vendor. Okay? Cool. All right. What we're going to do is, you know what we talk about, the mystery sort of dialogue, what we do back to buyers. Okay. Greg Bates is my vendor. Your reserve is 1.1, Greg. You're hesitant to come down, but with a bit of work, we're going to sell it for $1 million. All right. Okay, cool. Ducky, you are going to go up to 900,000 and you're going to stop. All right. Start the bidding at 800,000 and you're going to stop at 900. Cool. Alison, you're going to bidding up. You're going to go up to 950. You're going to eventually pay $1 million, but you're going to play hardball with me to get to $1 million. So Greg's eventually going to get to $1 million, but you're going to play down. Brendan, instead, you will pay the 1.1. You'll pay the 1, but you'll only do it with a 5-day cool off. All right, so you're not bidding. Dan Slater, you can bid up to 940. All right, and then you stop and Alison overbids it. All right. I had any bidder offer to start me away. I was looking for a bid. So, all right, he's going to start, what, 800, Alison?
Yep, I would go at 8.
All right, 800,000 now. Look to go to 825. At 800,000 bid away now. Look to go to 825. 825 in the room. Quickly now. First.
Yep, 825.
5 there. How about 850 straight back, Alison? What do you say? 850 to keep me going. Quickly now.
Yes.
850 it is. 875, can I say? 875, Mr.
9.
Bates. 9 it is. 9. Looking to go. How about a big strong bid at 950? Is there 950? Once, twice.
940.
940. Good bid at 940. At 940 now, look to go to 960. We're moving in 20s. At 940 now, look
We'll
to
go
go to
950.
50. How about 60? What do you say? Big strong bid at this time of the auction? Is that it? Okay. All right. I'll be back with you in just a second. All right. So the auction stopped. All right. Andrew, mate, you're really, really close, but unfortunately you're coming second. You're happy to pay a little bit more?
Well, I'm out.
Definitely out.
Definitely out.
All right. I'll come back to you. I'm not giving up on you just yet. Smiley face. Make a joke. Smiley face. Hey, Brendan.
Yes, mate. Yeah.
We've still got a little bit of work to do. I'm pretty sure this is going to be sold today. So, mate, what do you want to do?
Well, mate, I can pay a bit more, but I need a 5-day cool off.
Okay, but how much more? I need to go and talk to our vendor. All right, you know what? Just stay there, mate. Let me go and talk to my vendor and I'll come back to you. All right?
Right.
His body language has told me he's got more. Don't always take it. Brendan now thinks I'm on his side. Greg.
Yes, mate.
Good news, mate. We're at 950. I think they'll pay a little bit more, but mate, they're not going to get to 1.1.
Mate, I need 1-1.
It's not happening.
Well, I'm booked in from a sex change, so I need 1-1.
I find you attractive just the way you are. Mate, they're at 950. If I get them to 960.
No.
I've got to go back to them at something. Mate, they're at 950. Like, mate, they're not going to get over $1 million. I've got to get back to them with something. So what can I go back to them at?
Mate, I'd rather pass it in.
I'll pass it in, mate. You got 3 buyers here. We've had an awesome campaign, mate. There's buyers here. We never even talked 1-1. I need to go back to them at a figure. Today's the day, mate.
Well, okay. Well, let's go back at $1,050,000.
If they don't pay that, what would you take? You know what? I'll try, mate. I'll try. Once again, take the pressure off. Brendan.
Yeah, mate. How'd you go?
Mate, he was hoping for around that 1.1. Good news, I've got him down just a little bit, just under that. Could you come close to 1.1?
Will you take a 5-day cool off?
Mate, it's going to come about what you're willing to pay. I'll go and talk to him.
Well, mate, if you can meet the terms, then yeah, I would.
You're only going to go to $1 million, remember? Would you?
Okay, if you can do a cool off, I'll pay a mil.
And if he doesn't take that, would you pay a bit more?
No, I'm done. Yeah, it's not worth it. It's not worth it.
Okay. Andrew,
Yep.
we're getting pretty close to getting this sold. It's close to that 1.1 mark. Mate, you going to even pay $1 more than where you're at?
No, that'd be my absolute limit. You know, I'm already big borrowing, stealing to get that money.
Yeah, cool. Alison,
Yes.
good news is I've got the owner down to 1-1.
No. No. I'm sitting tight at 950. I'm the highest bidder.
Yeah. But you haven't bought it yet.
No, I haven't, but you got a little bit more work to do with the owner.
This is no different from a private treaty negotiation. Yeah. No different. So like we've got an asking price. So the asking price was higher than 1-1. The owner wanted more than 1-1. We're now at 1-1. How close can you get to that?
Was I going to $1 million?
Sorry?
Was I going to $1
Don't
million?
give it to me straight away.
No. No. Maybe I might give you another 10.
It's not going to buy it.
I'll sit tight. I know I'm in the box seat at this point.
You're not in the box seat until you buy it, unfortunately.
Yeah, but no one else has bid above me.
And this is what I was just about to tell you. So the other guy over there that's registered, he can't bid because he doesn't have his finance. All right. The owner wants 1-1, and I reckon he's going to go close to that. So your chance to buy it today. So I need you to be over that 1 mark. Can you get to 1,050,000?
No, I could go to $1 million, but that's it.
Okay, give me 980.
But I'm already in front.
So give me 980. Give me 980. You gave me $1 million. I'm happy at 980.
All right, I'll give you 980.
All right. Now, if that doesn't buy it, all right, would you go to $1 million? Don't give me it.
No.
Okay. By this stage, it's not what she says. Yeah, it's her language. All right. In a real situation, I know I've got it. A lot of the time, I won't take it, even though I can get it. Greg.
Yes.
Good news. She's come up from 950.
Right.
But she's not going to pay $1,050,000.
I can't sell at 950.
How close can you get to that?
Well, if I do half a job, probably. Can you get me something over $1 million?
No. It's that,
No.
that bigger, mate. Adamant. I got an extra 20 out of her. She's saying that she's willing to walk away. I reckon she's going to leave the auction. I reckon I've only got one more chance to go back to her before she tells me to piss off. Mate, she's already increased her offer 5% more than anyone else. She's 50,000 more than anyone else at this auction. We've had the best campaign. What I'm worried about, mate, interest rates just gone up. We've got the election. Another interest rate rise is probably going to come up next month. We're that close to what you want, but I'm not going to get her to $1 million, mate. 970. I want to go back to her at 970 or 975. Do you want to go back at 975?
No. I want something with a 1 in it.
Hey, I've got an idea. Why don't I go back at $1 million? If she doesn't pay $1 million, I'll tell her to piss off.
Okay.
All right. I'll dig my toes in $1 million.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Leave it with me. Hey, Brendan.
Yeah, mate.
Mate, I'm really close to getting it sold. There's a good chance I'm going to get it on the market at $1 million. If you see someone else bid that, are you really going to walk away today, or is there a chance you'll bid?
No, I'm out at $1 million.
Okay. And you can't bid today no matter what?
No, I need
Okay.
the 5 days.
So this other buyer, mate, they've got the money, but they're just playing a little bit cheeky. All right. So my point is, if they don't go to $1 million after auction, would you sign on a 5-day cool off at $1 million straight away?
Yes, yeah. 5 day call off. Yes. Yeah.
Alison, can you come here for a sec? Can I have a chat?
You want me to go in there?
No, I'm just. fucking- Well,
Okay. Yeah. What's up,
Um,
Dave?
all right. So as you know, he still wants over that mil. All right. There's another buyer here on a 5 day cool off that I reckon will probably pay over a mil as well.
Mhm.
Will you go to 1,020,000?
No. I gave you 980. I just gave you 30,000 more.
Yeah.
No.
I really need over $1 million.
Yeah. I'm tapped out at $1 million. I've got nothing more beyond that, David.
So you're comfortable at a mil?
No, I'm not comfortable. I'm uncomfortable, but is that going to buy it?
All right, just 1 second. All right. Can you just confirm your bid? Can you just raise your card for a minute and confirm it a mil? All right, it's going to be hard, but I'll just go and speak to my vendor. I'll see what I'll do. Brendan,
Yeah, mate.
I'm
Yeah.
about to get it on at a mil. So it's going to be sold today. What are you going to do?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna have to let it go. Thanks anyway.
Andrew,
Yep.
mate, I can't believe it. This owner wanted 1.1 and I really thought we're going to get somewhere between $1 million and 51.1, mate. This is unbelievable buying. A couple of months ago before the market pop, I reckon this would have been worth 1.2. You sure you want to let this
I'm
go?
definitely out.
How about if even if I got a 5% deposit or a little bit longer settlement, you sure you want to let this one go?
Yeah, I couldn't do it at that.
Okay. Greg,
Yes, David.
hard work, but congratulations at $1 million we're selling. So well done. All right.
Thanks. Thank you.
The second, third, sold. All right. Couple of things. Just that last bit, really, really important. Greg, I said congratulations. All right. I didn't say, is it okay? Are you sure? Do you want to think about it? So many times I've seen, not me, there's an auctioneer, I've seen all the agent do all that hard work, go back to Greg and go, are you okay? You okay at that? Fucking congratulations. It's congratulations. We're selling. Just confirm it to the auctioneer. Congratulations. Don't give them a chance to think about it. I'm sure Jake's seen it. You go back, you've done all the work, you've got them down 100 grand. You give them a little bit of chance to think about it. And they go, oh, no. I want 1,020,000. And you're like, what the fuck? I've just done half an hour's worth of work. Always congratulate the buyer. Because sometimes I've got $1 million off Alison and I've got to go and spend 5 minutes. It feels like 5 minutes. It's probably a minute with the vendor to get it. And then I go back and then Alison's, oh no, I'm at 980. It's always congratulations. No chance to think about it. Confirm it. Congratulations. All right. That's just a little bit of dialogue. All right. Around going back and forth and making everyone feel different stories, planting the seeds, going around. Dan Slater, what'd you get out of that?
Just the way that with different people, you're like you either slowed it down or sped it up depending on where they were up to, sort of thing.
Cool. Now there's overs and unders, and this is how you feel comfortable about it. Okay, we don't lie, all right? But there's nothing wrong with a reserve at 1-1 and me saying that the owner wants 1-2, in my opinion, because the owner does want 1-2. I'm not saying the reserve was 1-2. The owner wants 1-2. The old overs and unders, but doing it ethically, that's something we can have a chat a little bit offline. But the buyer still wants to pay 970. Well, the buyer does want to pay 970. The fact that the buyer might pay a little bit more is up to you. Also, the reason why I hold back, even though I know I'm going to get the vendor down or I know I'm going to get the buyer up, the reason why sometimes I don't get them to their max is because I need that little bit of space to not lie, to basically say, well, the buyer's at 970, even though I know they're at a mil, or the vendor would take, I just take what I want or need at the time to bring that gap. Now, in real life, often I'll use that on paper. I'll write the 1-1, I'll write the 950, and then I slowly do it on a bit of paper, especially as Jake would know in Sydney, especially when you've got Asian bidders. Cool. Lise.
Yeah, it's that planting the seed, and also you had that mill before you went back to the vendor to work him down. So you kind of got the figure in your head before you negotiated with the vendor.
Yeah, cool. Adam.
Which one?
Sorry.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Yeah, just planting the seed and using, kind of putting not words into their mouths, but just getting what you need at the time.
Yeah, cool. But what
Not
was I
rushing
doing
it
with?
too much.
But what was I doing with Brendan? How about my fucking backup plan?
Had that going as well at the same time.
Had that going 100%. And guess what? The strength of that backup plan gave me to do. Now, it didn't really work because we're role playing. But guess what? That really gave me the strength to do. Push Allison.
Get Allison up.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, I'm like, well, fuck, I've got a 5-day cool off. I've got to buy there. And you know what? Every time I went and spoke to Brendan, what's Allison thinking? Also, Brendan couldn't get the shits at the end of the auction because even though I was using him, I still made him feel really part of it, didn't I? I was using him the whole way. He didn't know that. He thinks I care. I do care. I'm not being an ass. But he left the auction thinking, well, wow, he kept me up to date the whole time, even though I used his offer to push Allison across the line. Batesy, how'd you feel as the vendor?
Raped. Joke. Joke.
It was only worth $9.50, mate. You should.
Yeah. No, well, I felt fully informed. I felt that you'd worked your hardest.
Yeah. So like Concrete Feet, we've all seen it. I watched all you guys even import Concrete Feet. You can start the conversations early. Good bidding, Allison. Good luck. Okay, well, thanks for starting it. Cool. It's all. Don't do anything on the auction floor without a thought process. Mine be the right process, but I've got a full strategy, who I'm talking to, what I'm doing, who am I speaking to. Like, especially when we didn't have bidders in the room, I was fucking screaming at Jake. First sec, I wasn't going anywhere. Fucking screaming at him. It was all theatre. Auction is theatre. It is absolutely, we're there to sell and it's the best, but it is theatre and it's strategy. Theatre and strategy. Theatre and strategy. I mean, Jake worked with one of the best in the business when you look at Rain and Horn, like the great auction team. Rain and Horn Marrickville were very similar. Everything had a strategy. Cool. What do you think, Jakey?
Just spectacular as per usual, DG.
Good answer. You keep it job. Heath.
Hey, mate.
G'day.
Good. Reminding me myself at times.
Just better.
Just better.
You there, bros? That remind you of anything?
Mate, you're a rock star. You did exactly that last night. We stopped at 1.425 and I thought we were a shot duck, and then you just came back and said we got the 1.5. You worked the room. I think having that buyer there that just didn't have his finance approval probably helped us a little bit, or helped your dialogue to talk to the buyer.
Yeah.
But fuck, I don't know how you did it, but you did it and it was epic. Thank you.
So it's a pleasure, mate. Pleasure. Wow, that wasn't planned, was it?
He rang me last night, guys. Very impressed with himself.
It was. I really thought, I'm sitting in my car, coughing and spluttering, and then all of a sudden he's come out. We got 1.5, and he did exactly that. He just said, "Congratulations, it's done." I was like, "Holy shit balls! What just happened?" The tornado's back, and he's on fire. It's the best. Thank you.
So strategy, guys. So I thought today I always talk about mindset. So I thought I'd do a little bit of something. But on that auction floor, I know we've got auctions tonight and everything like that in a different market. In a different market, it's really easy to start getting nervous about auctions. It's really easy to start thinking maybe even an auction that doesn't sell is a failed auction. It's only failed if you haven't done the process. All right. There's going to be some auctions now where owners want $1 million and it's only worth 900. And you take it to auction and you don't sell it, but guess what? You'll sell it a couple of days after, as long as you do the work. But some of you are going to put your head in the sand and not do the auction process, and you're going to get failed auctions. You're going to get no bidders. You're going to feel like shit. You're going to think, and then you're going to stop calling auctions. As long as you get bidders there, treat every property like the one thing I always laugh about. I'll turn up as an auctioneer and they're like, "Oh no, mate, there's no bidders here." I'm like, "Why?" "Oh, mate, the reserve's ridiculous." Ridiculous. Did you print the reserve in the fucking paper or the ad? Who knows about the reserve? No one knows about the reserve. It's in your head. You're the one that convinced that the owner wants too much. That's why there's buyers. Remember the two hats, the vendor hat, the buyer hat. So just do your job. And it's not about one, you know, it's about quoting at the right level to get people interested. And I always, you can do what you want to do, but it's not about quoting to a, you know, in our legal limits and all that sort of stuff. But people always add a percentage to us. You try and be the, you know, but move the quote, get people interested. It's not an exact science, but make sure buyers are pretty informed on the day and build the campaign. Yeah, build it, but trust the process. And in this market, sometimes leading into an auction week, you're going to think about pulling it Monday, Tuesday. And then if you believe in that the amount of times a buyer turns up Thursday, Friday, all right, they don't turn up a miracle on Saturday, forget about that. But usually Thursday or a Friday, they come together. So just trust the process, yeah? Cool. All right. Zelly, thoughts?
Yeah, I think probably in this scenario, I think that you probably had a pretty good idea right up front what the vendor would take, even though he said he wanted 1.1, and you would have sussed out the bidders very quickly too. And I think that was very clever. You played a very cool hand, didn't rush. Everyone had the utmost attention. And as you said, they all thought that you wanted them to buy the property. I just thought it was very clever and very well done.
So some dialogue. This is more from your auctioneer, but something you can think about and use. So Greg, let's go back to the reserve meeting. I've turned up.
Yes, Dave.
Jake, you're the agent. All right,
Yes.
we've got 3 regos. So Jake, just want to check on the campaign, mate. How's it? Greg, nice to meet you today. Thank you so much. I'm so excited about auctioning your property. Just a quick thing, Jake, mate, how was the campaign?
Campaign was good. We had good numbers through.
How many?
I'm expecting 3 buyers tonight.
Greg, I just want to let you know, mate, that's well above the odds at the moment. The market, when it was going really well, we're expecting 5 or 6. Most auctions I'm turning up now, I'm turning up anywhere between none and 2 buyers. So the fact that you've got 3, Jake, that's unreal. That's well done. Mate, do you think they'll all perform today?
I think 2 will. 1's 50-50 at the moment.
Cool. Now, what's the reserve?
Reserve's 1.1.
Is that right, Greg? 1.1. Cool. All right. Now, where do you think the buyers will stop, Jake?
I think they'll probably stop at 1,020,000. Between 1,020,000 and 1,050,000 is my gut.
So, Greg, we've got a bit of a gap there, mate.
What do you suggest?
What I need to know, mate, when I've got the buyers on the roll, like sometimes we've got to come and talk to you, but we don't have much time. So we really need to have this conversation now. Now, if I get the buyers to 975, do you want me to come and talk to you or just pass it straight in?
Pass it straight in.
You sure?
Don't even look at me.
Okay. So the vendor bid, if we need that today, Jake, with 3 buyers, where will we be placing that?
$1 million.
$1 million. So Greg, I get the 975, but if a buyer comes up and offers 1,000,001, what we do?
Let's have a chat.
Okay. All right, mate. Well, I'll tell you what, mate, I love auctions. There's nothing better than pushing buyers to their absolute maximum. I'm on your side. I can't wait to auction this property, mate. I'll be back in a bit. Cool. Brendan, what'd you get out of that bit?
You've just sussed out a bit of information before you go in, then it's going to shape how you run the auction, I guess.
100%. 100%. Okay, now I know we're doing role play, so Jake probably forgot, but what problem did Jake just cause me?
Said the buyers were going to stop between 1,020,000, 1,050,000.
Yeah, where'd the buyer stop?
950.
Yeah, and how hard was it to get there? So be careful of overcooking it, guys.
I did that on
Sounds like one of
purpose.
my campaigns.
Yeah. Thank you, Jake.
See if anyone was listening.
I was. But often, you know what? Oh, this is what I love. Oh, Mr. Auctioneer, I reckon we're going to get $1,050,000. You reckon. So you're buying it? Are you buying it, are you, Jake? Are you buying it? You reckon $1,050,000 today? Oh, that's great. Did you get an offer during the campaign? Oh, no, I didn't get an offer of that. Oh, you didn't get an offer of $1,050,000, but you reckon $1,050,000 based on what? As Napoleon always taught me, what figure would you buy it for, Dave? And I go, oh, $1 million. You go, you'd pay $1 million for this? Oh, no, think about it, maybe 950. Oh, no, if you're buying, you're in the market right now, oh, maybe 9. Well, then that's the fucking price. You know what I mean? I reckon, I think, oh, this is my favorite. I'm laughing at Adam, looking at Adam. Oh, it's worth that. Based on what? We sharpen our sword as a group. No one does more training this. And like, seriously, guys, we sharpen our sword in a market which slowly changes. You're noticed. The best thing we can have out there is sold stickers in this market. People want social proof in a market when they start getting nervous. We've got all the tools. Number one, let's get really professional at auctions. Let's not give up on our auction campaign. It's all about our dialogue. You know what I mean? And it's all about our confidence. If we've got a really difficult vendor that wanted one, Greg was difficult, we wanted 1, 2, private treaty, there's no way we ever would have sold it within 5 weeks. All right. Let's say we passed it in and I sold it to Brendan the next day for $1,020,000 because he was on a 5-day cool off. That's a successful. If we can bring our days on market down, I'm not saying that we start giving up on selling under auction, but understand the process. We sharpen our sword in this market. We get professional and role play. Yeah. Cool. All right. I'm probably done. Yeah, that's probably enough talking for one day.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Real life scenario. Listed a property yesterday, went live yesterday. We had a buyer that was ready to buy. It took them through this week. First inspection on this property, we were guiding 1.25. They came in, said we want to take it off the market. I'm prepared to offer you 1.3.
Right.
I had a conversation with the vendor, left it with the vendor. He's decided to try his hand, go to auction. What do you now say to the buyers that are coming through if we were guiding at 1.25? Should we guide it at 1.3 now?
Okay. A lot going on in this chat.
This is recorded.
A lot going on in this
Let's
chat.
take this offline, shall we?
No.
Why?
No, because it's actually good, because hence one of the things. No, because there's a lot. I know what Jake's saying. Thank you for your offer at 1.3. It's a really good chance of buying it. But before I can take your offer serious, I can't guarantee you'll buy it, but it's a bloody good offer. Are you willing to put that on a contract, and are you willing to sign a check?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I'll exchange before Saturday, our first open home.
All right. Now, me personally, how many buyers don't perform in a couple of days?
98%.
So, Greg, I can't promise you that I'm going to get it for you, but that's a bloody good offer. Now, in your heart, Greg, would you try and exchange that?
As an agent?
Yeah.
What if the vendor said yes?
No. In your heart of hearts, do you think 1.3 is a really good offer?
I think it's a fair offer, but I'm getting excited more inquiry that we're getting and feedback we're getting from buyers in the last 24 hours.
Okay, so you back your owner's decision not to take the 1.3?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. So, okay, cool. All right. So this is the problem with offers week 1 of the campaign.
No problems with offers.
Yeah, there is, because you now got to quote it.
Yeah, exactly right. And you could fuck your whole campaign.
Yes.
Well, why wouldn't you just turn around and say you've invested X, Y, Z into this campaign, and whilst that's a fairly decent offer, we don't know if that's what the market's only prepared to pay for this property. So
Yeah,
let's
that's
see
all.
how it goes.
That's all fine, but now Greg's in a position where he's got to quote
Yeah.
1-3.
Because
Gotta
if
quote
it's in
one.
writing, the law must stipulate whatever the offer is in writing, you must quote. Heath Askew.
Yeah.
That's because you asked for it. That's because you asked for it in writing.
I ain't got it in writing. It was verbal.
Hmm.
Was it in writing?
Yeah. So,
But isn't it because it's an auction campaign, right? We're not asking if you have a price guide and you say and you're selling by private treaty and they say no, only private treaty, and they say no to that number. Yes, you got to adjust the guide, but not on an auction campaign.
yes, you do.
Yes, you must. Whatever offer you get in writing, auction, private treaty, expressions of interest, you must guide that price.
Okay, do we have an unconditional, as in a check? Do we have banking?
The only thing in Greg's favour is that he hasn't got it in writing.
Mm.
So Greg hasn't got it in writing yet.
Then it's feedback.
So Greg could say that look, we started off on the campaign with the mark at the moment. We're still this property. We've got a good amount of interest in the property. We were guiding 1.25. We've had some feedback from a buyer, possibly a little bit higher than that. We don't have that offer in writing yet. After this week's campaign, we're going to go back to all the buyers and we'll have a much better option, much better idea, and we'll get back to you all on Monday, Tuesday. That would legally cover you off.
Mm-hmm.
And that's probably the best way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So how much inquiry you got, Greg? This is a good scenario. Okay. And what do you think? So off mute, I'm mute, you're on mute. What do you think it'll sell for?
Appraisal was 1,229 to 135.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So you can see why the vendor hasn't taken it yet. So the other thing is keep that buyer. So I would go back to that buyer and say, mate, thank you so much for your offer. That's a solid offer. That's well within our range of what we think it could sell for. The inquiry is huge. I appreciate you being so upfront. I'm not going to dick you around. I'm really going to look after you throughout this campaign. On Monday, Tuesday next week, we'll know whether that owner's thinking about selling it before or running the whole way. I'm not going to dick you around. Give me to Tuesday. On Tuesday, I'd either love to catch up with you, have a chat. I'll let you know exactly how the campaign is. And I'll give you the inside running.
Yeah.
What are you guiding, Greg?
Well, I was guiding 125.
So that's
and I had that agreed to by the vendor as well.
Yeah, so he can still guide for now until Monday or Tuesday. I would still guide that. I would be guiding.
Well, this is where I've already had a conversation with the vendor, and the vendor, I said to the vendor, now we've got this offer, really, we're not going to be taking anything less than 1.3, are we? And he said no.
Yeah, but Greg,
it doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter, mate. So I'd still be guiding the 125. You don't have it in writing, and who knows how solid that buyer is, and you haven't had your first weeks open.
And you could fuck your whole campaign.
Yeah. And if I'm really out to buy a property, Stuart Ritchie comes along and I make some really good fucking solid offers through a campaign. And guess what? Week 3, Stuart Ritchie disappears.
Yeah. All right.
And then I'm there as a golden egg. So if I do it, why wouldn't any of our buyers do stuff like that?
Okay.
So, and we run the campaign. A vendor doesn't, this is actually quote unquote, we run the campaign. A vendor doesn't run it and a buyer doesn't fucking run it. We control it.
I'll get Rosie to go back and talk to the vendor.
Well, mate, you are where you are now. You better back yourself and get more. So, you know, and that's where we live and learn. We live and learn this story, but be careful about where we got. So, you know, Greg got excited at 1.3 and probably took it and then ran to the vendor. Greg probably maybe could have slowed that buyer up and said, look, mate, I appreciate you, how strong you are. I'm not, look, until this weekend's open, I'm not even thinking about it. But week 1, solid offer, 1.3, ears pricked up, got excited, pushed to the vendor, slow it down. Guess what Greg didn't do? He didn't role play it. I didn't speak to him. Did you speak to him, Jake? Role play it, guys. It's really easy when you're in it. It's not, Greg, it's really easy to get really excited when you get a good offer within 2 days of opening a property, especially when the market could be maybe softening a bit. So let's role play it. Take a breath.
And what I would have said to the vendor is, let's wait and see this weekend. But if we don't get good numbers through, or we're thinking it's not there, then we need to start having a conversation on Monday about this buyer.
Yeah, this is solid. We need to think about this.
I
Remember,
wouldn't have been encouraging them not to take the one. I would have said, let's park it and let's look at it Monday.
What's 5% on 1.3 in the dollar figure? Anyone know? What's 5% of 1.3 million? Quickly, you're in fucking real estate. Let's go.
65.
65,000. So if the market's off 5%, guess what? The property's worth 1.235. If it's off 10%, it's worth 1.2. They're real figures, guys. Yeah. So Greg's job is to nurse the vendor, for the vendor not to get greedy now. And his other big job is to nurse that buyer to make sure that he doesn't lose that buyer. I understand with 20 inquiries, not taking that offer without a week's open, but a really good agent knows how to keep that buyer on the hook and also keep the vendor under control. Because if that buyer, if all that inquiry, like what's Greg going to do if everyone comes through on the weekend and they're at 1.2, 1.25? What does 1.3 look like now?
Fantastic.
Is the problem here that, Greg, we've got your price within your price range straight up?
Yeah, correct.
So you got a pretty good vendor when you got a expectation well within your, not even at the top end of your range. You're right in the middle thereabouts. So gee whiz, I mean, it's pretty motivating.
Oh, I know he's motivated. I had the conversation with them both before we went to market, and he said, "Well, look, Greg, anything if we were to get an offer, anything with a 3 in it, we'd seriously look at not going to auction." So.
Yeah, but mate, they haven't even had a weekend of open, so and you've
but and now you've got 1.3, and I probably wouldn't have given them 1.3 straight away.
I didn't. I gave them 1.28,
and they still didn't want to take 1.3 though.
Well, now we're having.
Now it's unraveling.
But the thing is, Greg as an agent has made a call. He's also not willing to sell it until he does a weekend worth of opens. So Greg made that call. So what I call is don't be God either. Don't be God.
I can understand wanting to see a weekend. I can understand that, but then it's making sure that you keep the buyer. I mean, how do you know that buyer's not going to then, it's just making sure you've got the buyer ready on Tuesday if you need to push the button.
Yeah. And that dialogue that I said, any reasonable buyer, not a smart ass buyer, but any reasonable buyer would get that. Hey, mate, I really appreciate the way you've gone about it. I understand it's the first weekend of open. Monday, mate, on Saturday afternoon after the open, I'm going to ring you up. I'm going to let you know exactly who came through. I'm going to be an open book with you. And I reckon the buyer deserves that because the buyer wasn't a dick.
Yeah,
exactly.
Another curly is the buyer may buy Christina tonight too because they'll be at the auction.
Yeah, was your vendor know that?
Yeah, told him.
Cool. And if you sell it for 127 in a week, are you going to pay the 30 grand difference? Did you did you tell the vendor that could happen?
I just said the buyer can go and buy something else, and they're going to the auction tonight on another property.
Why is your vendor selling?
They've already committed to another property.
Wow.
So could you get any of those, any of the other 20 inquiries?
Yeah, we've got inspections lined up today.
Yeah, well. What would you do if it was your house?
Still do the open home. I'd roll the dice.
Okay. And your vendor is willing to roll the dice too?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Love it, Mr. Bates. All right. Oh, that was really good. I hope a lot of people got out of that because there's a lot to think about, isn't there? And you can see even my mind going back, forth, back, forth, back, forth, Jake's mind, back, forth, Greg's mind, forth, back, forth. That's why the power of role play is so important. But the biggest thing I got out of this, we run our campaigns, our vendors don't, our buyers don't. Our job is to manage them. Yeah. And you could even say to the buyer, well, at the end of the day, I don't want to use another dollar. I don't want to use your offer against you. So I'm not going to ask for your offer in writing. Otherwise, I've got to use your offer on Saturday.
Very good dialogue, guys.
So I'm not going to use your offer against you. That protects you, Greg. Yeah.
Very good dialogue. Say it again, David, so people don't get offers in writing.
I'm not going to ask for your offer in writing. Otherwise, then I'm using your offer against you. So what we'll do is we'll do the open on the weekend, and then I'll come back to you on Monday.
I don't see anyone writing it down.
Good boy, Smile.
Daniel Slater, do you want to repeat what he said?
I don't want you to give me an offer in writing because I don't want to have to use your offer against you on Saturday.
Well done, Daniel. Lucky.
Is it? Do we have to change the quote? if we
You know what I
get
love about
a
the market
offer in
that's coming?
writing?
That smile gets wiped off agents' faces.
Do we have to change the quote price if we get an offer in writing and it's declined, or if we get an offer in writing?
Yes.
Any offer in writing, regardless if it's declined or not, you must guide what the offer is. Unless the buyer then rescinds the offer and you get that in writing, then you can go back to your original quote price. But if a buyer offers 1.3 and it's declined, or your owners don't take it, you must guide that price.
But
If they've got
the
a
other bit of dialogue is I don't accept offers in writing in an auction campaign. The only way I consider it in writing is on a contract and a check. So don't email it. You need to bring it in a contract and a check for me to consider it in writing, because there's no firm definition of what in writing is. So that's the way to push back. I don't take email offers. The only way I consider an offer in writing is on a contract. Make sense? Cool. All right, we've opened the floodgates. This is the big conversation. So please, on your auction campaigns, check in. Let's role play. Because as Greg said, little bits more of information popped up along the line, and in role play, oh wow, the buyer's going to an auction tonight, this and that, all that sort of stuff. Cool. Happy Thursday. Enjoy, guys. Any questions, give us a ring. Thank you.